Hare Krishna, welcome you all to the Bhakti Sadachar course. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So we'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yadavaya Nama Krishna Madhavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Govindaya Namaha Sri Krishna Hari Bol Gopala Hari Bol Radha Ramana Govinda Hari Bol Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Welcome you all to the week 1 of Bhakti Sadachar course. We have got 6 classes on Vaishnava culture. Each class will be unique, where we'll be sharing about what Vaishnava culture, ethics and mannerisms, everything what we have to follow and all. So don't miss on any class. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Whatever we are learning in these 6 weeks of this Vaishnava culture course, so the course is divided like 6 weeks of this Vaishnava culture course, then followed by the Dashavatara class. Then you got prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so this is a very interactive class where you can interact with each other. You can ask any question. There will not be any quiz, or you don't have to solve any quiz and all. So it's just a learning and practical applications in a day-to-day life. Okay. So whatever we are reading from the PPT or the presentations which are there are based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is a founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, as you all know. Okay, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He has laid down seed. India is rich in heritage, culture, but somewhere, you know, due to increase in westernization, this culture and all was getting diluted And more we are turning towards westernization and all, but Srila Prabhupada, he could establish this international society of Krishna consciousness in a affluent country like America, and bring back all the Indian, what do you say, our rich culture by making a major disciples in the Western countries. So it is, so when the foreigners and who don't have any idea about the culture and all could become great devotees of Srila Prabhupada and great devotees of Krishna, and they were strictly following the rules and regulations which were laid down by Srila Prabhupada, and strictly following the spiritual master. So we should always oblige and grateful to our Acharya Srila Prabhupada for giving us a revoking all the culture which was there, and what exactly we have to follow, we will learn step by step. Okay. Yeah, principles and applications of Vaishnava culture. And yeah, he mentions the culture again. You got across the globe, as per the geographical distribution, got about 7,000 culture. Of which the Vedic culture again is 1,700. In that again, the spiritual culture is 500 and Brahminical culture is 430, of which again the Bhakti as such is Bhakti culture is only 190, and narrowed on the Vaishnava culture is only 90. So the number is very, very less. So why means a lot of strict stringent rules and regulations. Yes, it is followable, and very what you can say is a very close-knit community who are following this Vaishnava culture. Since we have taken up this understanding Gita in 18 days, and we have come forward to the Bhakti Sadachar. So we are still interested to more about the what is Vaishnava culture, how exactly we have to progress in Bhakti or not. Isn't it right? So we fall into this 90 group, and we will see what exactly we have to follow to be a true Vaishnava. Okay, the culture has been derived from the word called kolit. So that means to tend the earth and grow. You know, each geographical location has got its own characteristic features and customs and traditions, isn't it right? But this is before this continental rift and all, everybody was a Vasudhaika Kutumbam. After that, this continental rift has caused 7 continents. Before that, everything was one and unit, and whatever the culture which has been established, so it was intended to help all the mankind, whether it is he is an American or an Australian or a European or a Asian. So likewise, so it's a way of life, especially the general customs and belief and of a particular group of people. So anybody from the audience, can you say please, like some examples of any culture which you know? Some devotee volunteers. Hare Krishna. Anybody?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, like example can be like Hindu culture. Like we are all following customs, beliefs, and general traditions of Hindu culture. Can that be an example, Mataji?
Can you be specific, like one geographical location? Say
geographical location. Mataji, like India. India will have an Indian culture. Indian culture, like women wearing saris can be an Indian culture when we look at it globally. That can be an example, Mataji.
Western culture, Mataji.
Yeah, but India also, you got different, as per the geographical locations, different places has got different culture, right? We differentiate the people who come from the south, north, west, and east, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, can we say like in India, different parts, different states will have different customs and different beliefs in terms of food habits, in terms of clothing habit, in terms of celebrating festivals. Different states will have different cultures, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. One more Mataji, I think in the group she has put Jain culture. Yes, these are also one subset of a people who follow different culture. Yeah. Yeah. I think in the level 1 class, we have little bit discussed about Srila Prabhupada also, isn't it? So he was born in a Vaishnava family, and both his father and mother were a true Vaishnava, and they were like uh, they wanted to inculcate the Vaishnava values from the very beginning of the life. So when Srila Prabhupada was 4 years old, all the family went on to a pilgrimage to Puri Jagannath for this Rath Yatra. I think everybody attended the Rath Yatra, which was happened recently, isn't it? So he got so much inspired by that. After coming back from the Rath Yatra, he has what do you say? He simulated a miniature version of this Rath Yatra, and he invited all his friends and extended family members. And there was a small procession of the deities which were there inside the home. Okay. So from the very beginning, only his father was very, very enthusiastic and to inculcate the Vaishnava values from the very beginning of the life. So first of all, we should be grateful to Srila Prabhupada's father, isn't it? If he wouldn't have done that, so we would not person. That's all Krishna's mercy, but I'm telling you. So we should be grateful to his father who has given birth to Srila Prabhupada, and we should be grateful to Srila Prabhupada for revoking all this culture and giving us, right? So the course aim is to cultivate aspects of the Vaishnava way of life as presented in teachings of Srila Prabhupada through the ISKCON community. Some questions in the chat box are there. I'll address in the after the class. Okay. And so when it comes to ISKCON culture, yeah, again, somebody from the audience, what is the common thing which ISKCON people follow across the globe? Is it same like what we have discussed just few minutes before, like a different cultural background within India and outside India? Or is it the same? Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes.
We all wear tilak and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
No, whether it is uniform or it is diverse.
It's uniform.
It is uniform, Mataji.
It is uniform across the globe, right?
Yes.
Now people are diverse. Or is it like somebody from America is doing in a different way, somebody from India is doing a different way? Nothing like that, isn't it, right? Yeah.
Uniform.
Yeah. What uniformity we have?
What uniform?
All Vaishnavites, we follow the Vaishnava principle.
Yeah. Okay. Some uniform things what you come across in a regular way.
They wear tilaka.
Dhoti kurta Mataji.
Okay.
Apply tilaka on their forehead.
Chanting Hare Krishna.
Tulsi mala.
Okay.
Kirtan, Sankirtan Mataji.
Okay. So, say suppose we are about 30 odd people right now, okay? How do I identify a Vaishnavite among ourselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, devotion for Krishna, love for Krishna, bhakti for Krishna.
No, just seeing at the group. How do you identify?
Tilak Mataji. Vaishnava tilak. Then dressing sense. Kurta.
They are very calm and humble and very down to earth, and they are devoted to Krishna.
That is secondary. Yes, of course that is there. But just looking at that person.
Mataji, Japa, they will always have their chanting bag, chanting beads with them. Always carry chanting beads. Japa chanting.
See,
Hare
first
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. First is your tilak. Next is your kantimala. Okay. Then your Vaishnava attire. These are the main things by which we identify. Yes, he is from a ISKCON community, right? So these are the common things. Apart from that, whatever the programs which are happening across the globe that happen at the same time, same procedure, same thing is being followed. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah. This course particularly gives like the certain principles what a Vaishnava has to follow, and what will be the code of dress in the formal venues, and cleanliness. Well, it includes external and internal cleanliness, and prasada seva, that is cooking of prasada, offering the bhoga to the Lord, as well as serving it to the devotees. Okay, then comes the Vaishnava dress for Matajis and Prabhujis, and the formal association of devotees. Okay. So this course is also available in Mayapur Institute. Yeah, anybody wanted to do it, but there is some amount of remuneration is being tagged to this. It's not for free. Yeah. What is Prabhupada saying about the classroom norms? Okay, I wanted one devotee volunteer to read this. Yeah,
Hare
Gauri
Krishna.
Mataji, Gauri Joshi Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada on classroom norms. Just like if you enter into any educational institution, if you don't surrender yourself to the rules and regulation of the institution, how can you get advantage of the knowledge imparted by the institution? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it is as simple as understood, because the moment we take admission into any of the schools or colleges, we abide to the norms which has been laid by the institution, right? So in the same way, when we have taken or chosen this path of Krishna consciousness, whatever the rules and regulations which are laid down for this particular course are to be taken up by a devotee. And if you strictly adhere to it and follow, then definitely we'll be benefited out of it. Yeah, I wanted another devotee volunteer to read this. Vanaja Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Everywhere, wherever you want to receive something, you have to be controlled, or you have to be surrendered to the rules and regulations. If you do not follow the rules and regulations in this class, it is not possible to receive the knowledge. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. It is in continuation to our previous slide. We have to strictly abide to the rules and regulations which are being laid down to be a true Vaishnavite. Yeah, samarthyayam satata vinyo visamartavyo na jatu che sarve vidhini nidhausyur etayor eva kikaro. So, Krishna should always be remembered and never forgotten at any times. But we human beings in the material nature, we tend to forget. That is why there is a suffering. Okay. So this process of this Krishna consciousness and doing this sadhana is only way to revoke our lost relationship with the Lord. Okay. The moment you are chanting 16 rounds, you are following all the 4 regulated principles and doing this sadhana regularly, attending the temple programs, definitely your energy will be channelized in knowing about the Lord. Okay. All the rules and prohibition mentioned in the Shastras are the servants of these 2 principles. So once we follow strictly what Srila Prabhupada has laid down the principles for us, definitely it becomes easy for us to become a good devotees. Yeah, so the conclusion is that one must act in such a way that we always remember Krishna. So like how we should act, like can somebody say the example? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, chanting Mahamantram every day.
Yes, Gauri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, through all our senses, we should always keep our mind involved in Krishna Bhakti. So we should listen to Krishna bhajans and kirtans. We should chant through our mouth. We should watch or read Krishna books. We should, like, through all our senses, continuously be involved in devotional service to Krishna. and by following the regulative principles, keep away from activities which take us to the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, like chanting, hearing, having the Krishna Prasad and doing the service, cleaning part in temple, attending for the Rath Yatra and reading the scriptures, all these are the activities which will help us to connect to a Krishna. So we can say day-to-day example, say suppose when a child is born, the mother is totally engrossed in taking care of the child, right? So apart from the child, she will not be able to concentrate on any other thing much further. So it's one of the rasa, vatsalya rasa. So similarly, we in the 5 kinds of rasa by which we connect to the Lord. So we should try to establish a relationship with Lord Krishna, and we try to develop that rasa. So the connection between this mother and child, it is inexplainable, isn't it? It is so deep and intense and inseparable, we can say. So is our relationship with the Lord should be. Okay, this is the one thing which will revoke our relationship with Lord Krishna and help us to go back to the Godhead. Yeah, I wanted another devotee volunteer to read this. Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes, Gauri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Essence of Vaishnava culture. Just like these European and American students, sometimes they cannot adopt to the principles of sadachar as it is recommended. But that doesn't matter because they have sacrificed their life for Krishna. They are sadhu. They should be given the respect of a sadhu because they have no other business than Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See, just now, I think few slides before we have discussed, geographical variations are there for different cultures, right? But for ISKCON, it is a uniform across the globe. So whether he is from any part of the world, but he should be respected as a sannyasi or sadhu because he is the highest, he is in the highest personification as per as the Bhakti with reference to Krishna consciousness. So he should be respected for that. And our business is only to concentrate on our journey and increase our sadhana. Okay. Coming to the time and place, Bhishma Deva received and welcomed all the great and powerful Anis who were assembled there, for he knew perfectly all the religious principles according to time and place. And Bhishma Deva, how he passed away? Like he has got a boon that he can leave his material body as per his wish. He was lying on a bed of arrows for a certain time, and he has imparted all the military knowledge, administration, everything which is required for Pandavas to rule kingdom very successfully. After imparting the knowledge and with Krishna being in front of him, seeing Krishna, he left the material body. So who else will get such a boon? So he is a great Vaishnava, and he is a perfect example for that. So in the Shastras, you'll be listening to like Veda stories where like some people have recited Lord's name, some people they have undergone certain austerities, then they reach the Lord and all. But Bhishma Deva is a great example. So material inconvenience or something to the body, what he was experiencing is only a time being, but he has got a great boon that he could see Lord when he is leaving this material body. Okay. And so expert religionist, that is one aspect of a true devotee. So they exactly know like how to adjust these principles in relation to time and place. Okay. And they always perform the activities and execute them in such a way that that lay down a proper example for the future generation. So here we have an example of Bhishma Deva. Like why we are talking about this is, despite different geographical conditions and different climate, the temperature in Africa would be different, In America, it would be different. And in Southeast Asia country, it is different, right? But still, when it comes to discharge the duties towards Lord Krishna, it is the same. So we just have to acclimatize ourselves in such a way that we are strictly following the rules and regulations which have been laid down to to progress further in the bhakti. Yeah, I wanted one devotee volunteer to read this. Yeah, who is this? Yes, Snigdha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. One has to consider the particular time, country, and convenience. What is convenient in India may not be convenient in the Western countries. Those who are not actually in the line of acharyas or who personally have no knowledge of how to act in the role of acharyas unnecessarily criticize the activities of the ISKCON movement in countries outside of India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is common, you know. I said different geographic conditions have their own set of problems and but despite but once we are following the rules and regulations, which are especially in the Western countries, which is extreme cold, you know, wearing the dhoti and with a shaven head and getting up early in the morning and doing all this sadhana, you know, sometimes they eulogize these people for doing their things, but all that should be neglected and we should focus on our service towards the Krishna. So the fact is such that critics cannot do anything personally to spread Krishna consciousness, as we all know, taking all risk and allowing all considerations for time and place. So it might be that there are changes in the manner of worship, but that is not at all faulty according to Shastra. So some people, a little bit timing change must be there. So somebody instead of 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock they do it, maybe 5:30 or little bit adjustments are there, but it is a uniform thing. There is no change in that. So here two words, agraha and agraha. Agraha is eager to accept. Agraha is failure to accept. So as a true Vaishnava, we should always be agraha, that is eager to accept the Vaishnava culture. Okay. Oh, this is another one. Yeah. So here I have to propagate this mission. Srila Prabhupada is saying here this Krishna consciousness mission, because he went to America upon the as per the direction of a spiritual master, that is the Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, and he's strictly following his orders. So I'm not so much attached to the rules and regulation, but I'm attached to the preaching work. Okay. And so therefore, this Niyamagraha, it is also against a Krishna consciousness. And when you're in a quite convenient position, if you do not observe the rules and regulations, that is also against a Krishna consciousness. Yeah, when you're doing a preaching, it's utmost important for you to follow the rules and regulations, isn't it? If you yourself do not follow that, and it's very difficult for us to concentrate and lay down the same principles to the other people. So an expertise, expertise in doing the sadhana, expertise in reading the scriptures, expertise in knowing the literature, it is required. And all four regulative principles with chanting and your senses being in the service of the Lord, it is utmost important for you to do it. Otherwise, see, most of the people, when they start on preaching, they say, I do not know anything. So if any offense is there, when I'm trying to explain you things, so anything wrong happens or anything, please forgive me. But that intention of the preacher is most important. Once they have sat on that Vyasasana and they have started on teaching this, then Krishna will automatically take over that, which is required for that particular soul to deliver to the devotee congregation, that will be delivered. So it is utmost important for us to follow the rules once you wanted to preach others, Yeah. I wanted one devotee volunteer to read this. Hare Krishna. Yes, Gauri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
It is the characteristic of a devotee to observe and protect the Vaishnava etiquette. Maintenance of the Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. If one transgresses the laws of etiquette, people make fun of him, and thus he is vanquished in both this world and the next. By observing the etiquette, you have satisfied my mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So a true Vaishnava should never refrain from himself from putting on a tilaka or beads or chanting or the Vaishnava attire. You know, it is utmost important to follow it. So if one refrain from doing this, then so people will not respect you neither in this world nor in the other world. Okay. Krishna, I wanted one more devotee volunteer who wanted to read. Yes, Idhant, Idhant, who is this? Mataji or Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Therefore, we are endeavoring to bring some ideal men.
You're not audible, ma.
Hello?
You're not audible. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sridevi Mataji.
Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna.
We
Yes.
are endeavoring to create some ideal men, Krishna conscious men, their character, their behavior, their ideal aim of life. So, those who have taken to Krishna consciousness seriously, they should be ideal men. The society will be benefited at least by seeing their behavior. Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna. So by maintaining an ideal behavior and ideal Vaishnava attire and following strictly the Vaishnava culture, you know, we'll be idealizing the society. Nowadays, I think when we see many of our Prabhujis and Acharyas videos, you know, so who are there, the big Acharyas and all, when we see them, we try to idealize like being a devotee is how far they are advanced, they are senior devotees and they're guiding us in day in and day out. Say, suppose if we take example of Gaur Gopalas Prabhuji, isn't it right? So every word which he delivers, it is again centered around a Bhagavad Gita and all. So that should be the ideology, and wherever they are going, they are maintaining that Vaishnava ethic and Vaishnava culture and all. So it is utmost important for us to maintain that so that the world will take it as a yardstick or an example and they try to learn from us. So to get to that stage, we ourselves first has to become perfect. Then automatically that will be imparted to the society. Hare Krishna. I wanted another devotee volunteer to read this. Yeah, Snigdha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Can read, ma.
Hare Krishna. This Krishna consciousness movement through music, philosophy, spiritual culture, and personal behavior culminating in ideal character of the devotees. All these heavenly contribution combined together will certainly bring about a major change in the life of Western people. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So music is through the Mangalarti and the dance in the morning, right? Then philosophy is through the books, that is Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And spiritual culture, that is the protocol. You know, if you happen to see the course of action, like what ISKCON devotee follows is morning Mangalarti, followed by the Japa session, followed by Bhagavatam class. Then afternoon you got a Bhoga Aarti, and evening again you got a Sandhya Aarti. So all these things are there. Apart from that, you got appearance days, disappearance days, and major festivals. Okay, and next upcoming you have a Chaturmasa, okay, where you'll be refraining from certain amount of food and all. So everything is well structured and well planned. Only thing is that you need to follow that system. Then automatically that will become our habit. Okay, and our personal behavior also changes when we become a devotee, because all of us are having three different modes: Sattva, Raja, and Tamoguna. Okay. And once we are in association of a devotee, we are giving more importance to the Sattva Guna. That means we are taming our Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Okay. So this Sattva Guna will get enhanced. Automatically, you'll have that knowledge to see what is right and what is wrong. Okay. And this will in turn help you go further. Okay. If you are chanting, say, suppose one round today, you'll be motivated to do 4 rounds tomorrow. So maybe after a month or so, you'll be motivated to do the 16 rounds if you are in a right association. But if you are in an association of other people, say suppose Raja and Tamaguna, then definitely you will not be able to progress. So it is utmost important that whom we are associated with. Okay. And once we are there in a devotee association with all Vaishnavites and all, so we tend to learn from each other, and senior devotees will be there who will be guiding you from time to time. Okay. So Prabhupada could change the hippies, who were very, very difficult people to manage in America. So they became a great devotees. So they are such a fallen souls, but they could become a devotees. So all of us are born in India with a rich heritage and culture and all. So it will be, we are inborn. Our DNA is integrated to be a great devotees. So we should invoke our inborn integrated DNA, so that the process of bhakti will start. Yes, it has already started because you people have come from a level 1 to Bhakti Sadachar. So to progress further in the bhakti, we should always know what is required to be a true Vaishnava and follow that strictly. Okay. So this is a picture of Srila Prabhupada with his Western devotees. You can see, looking at them, they look true Vaishnavas. Okay. And they are very fortunate enough that Srila Prabhupada could stay with them personally and imparts a lot of knowledge to all these people. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any doubts you can ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, no doubts, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I have asked one question. I have written on chat, like, who are Vaishnavas? Those who follow Vishnu or Krishna, or is it something else? I mean, I'm not, I'm so sorry, I'm not aware of that. So I thought to ask.
Krishna is the ultimate Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and Vishnu is a role play for one particular universe. So it is both inclusive.
Okay. So those who follow Krishna, we call them Vaishnava, right?
Yes. And those
Okay,
who follow Vishnu, they are also Vaishnavas.
Okay,
Vishnu
okay.
is a part of it. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. For Anantakoti Brahmanda, you got a Krishna. Okay, if you remember the Goloka chart, below that, below Goloka, you got a Vaikuntha Loka. Okay, that is with regard to the devotees who worship Vishnu. But Vishnu is, 3 types of Vishnus are there. Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So that is for one particular universe. Like that, many universe, many Vishnus are there. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
You will come to know about it as you attend the classes. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, when the Vaishnava culture was started in our country, or what is the origin of, and if there is any founder, I have no idea actually. That is,
it was there from the very beginning, Mataji. Exactly the dates and all, the scriptures, it must be there in the ancient old scriptures, because suddenly I'm just talking you like what I'm saying you is that Srila Prabhupada revived that again. So there are a set of devotees who are following this culture and all. But the Krishna consciousness, before it was through the Gaudiya Mats and all. But Gaudiya Mats, there were 64 Gaudiya Mats. But when Srila Prabhupada went to his founder, Guru and all, he said, the Gaudiya Mats are not doing the mark of spreading the Krishna consciousness. And a lot of influence on us of the foreigners, westernization. So what his guru said is that your English is very good, and why don't you go to the Western countries and preach the Krishna consciousness there? So like that, upon his guru's order, he goes there and starts preaching the Krishna consciousness at the age of 69.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Somebody else wrote in the chat box, Krishna is the 8th incarnation of Vishnu and all. Yes, Prabhu, if you have time, please go and type vedabase.io and open Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 3rd chapter. You will get an answer to this. Okay. Any other questions or anybody wanted to ask anything?
No, Mataji, no questions.
Yes, Gauri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, this Kanthi Mala or the Tulsi Mala, there are some regulations for wearing the Tulsi Mala. Like right now, I'm not wearing, but I want to wear. So can any devotee start wearing Tulsi Mala, or is there some regulations to follow,
Yes,
so that you're not...
No onion, no garlic, no tea, no coffee, no gambling, no alcohol, no meat eating, no relationship outside marriage. These are the 4 regulative principles you have to follow, Mataji. If you abide to that, then definitely you can wear it.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I have a small doubt, Mataji.
Yes, Sridevi Mataji, anything you wanted to ask?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Are you hearing me, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, I am following these 4 regulative principles and I am doing 16 plus rounds. Ekadasi Virda I am following. Shall I use this Tulsi beads, Mataji? But I have not yet initiated. Just I am going to get shelter now.
So, what doubt you have, Mataji?
Shall I use Tulsi beads, Mataji, for chanting? Actually, I am using now neem beads.
Oh, that you can, yeah, that you can use, Mataji, no problem.
Oh, shall I use it, Mataji? But my guru told me that you have to use Tulsi bead only after getting initiation only. You have to use that. That's why
So
I
that
am asking.
time they give you different beads, Mataji, but
Oh.
you can start using the Tulsi Mala. There is no restriction for that.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Balakrishna. Okay. Yeah, as I told you, Prabhu, it was maintained through Gaudiya. So this, what ISKCON follows is a Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. And Vaishnava Parampara also, they are different Parampara. But we belong to this lineage of Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. And there are 64 Gaudiya mutts. And where it has gone in India, we don't know now. And nobody is following it so strictly and they are taking it forward. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the guru of Srila Prabhupada, has taken initiative and he told Srila Prabhupada to pass on this, like spread this message of God, the Krishna conscious movement to the Western population. So that's how he has followed the order of his guru. Yeah. Any doubts? So today we have just gone through an overview of the course details, like what exactly is the thing which we'll be learning in the coming classes and all. So next week we'll be learning in detail about little bit further regarding the overview what we have learned today. Okay, Hare Krishna. If there are no more doubts, I think we'll end the session for today.
Yes, Mataji.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, co-host and participants, for your active participation. See you all on next Monday. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.